My name is Kirby, running for vice president here at Carolina. Born and raised in Columbia. Proud to be a Gamecock, always have been. My biggest goal is to unify the student body. I used to go around with the notebook and ask each and every student that I came by, what is one thing that you'd like to change here at Carolina? Well, they gave me an array of answers, and the biggest thing being parking, big issue. But if I could take and formulate and solve at least some of those problems, that to me would be a win, and my job is to unify and finish the goals that you want me to finish. I love this university, and I really want to be the person that creates a better Carolina. The biggest goal is to unify the student body, like I said. That to me is one of the biggest problems, is representation. Only 12% of the student body votes at all. So I've kind of taken it upon myself to go out while I'm campaigning and teach students how to vote. I tell them, whether you vote for me or not, just vote. You pay 100% of us pay tuition, but only 12% of us vote. I don't like those numbers. I'd rather have it where at least 50% of us vote. I understand the college schedules are very hard. If you can go online, take 2 seconds out of your day and just vote, get to know the candidates a little bit and put that vote in, it's a big empowerment, and then you have reason to complain, because you say, well, I've cast my vote, I've put my opinion in there, and that's the first step, is just getting students to be a part of it. Second step in unifying is listening to their opinions and their votes, and personally taking on the responsibility to accomplish what they want you to accomplish. I'm big for personal meetings, big to meet face-to-face with different people. I hate looking at paperwork. You don't get to know the real problem by looking at paperwork. You're not going to feel the power and the push to get something done unless you see the face of the person asking for the thing to get done. If I could do something about parking, that'd be really nice. Like I said, I walked around with the notebook, and that was the biggest thing. I'd say probably near 50% of the people I asked, parking was their one thing they'd like to change. I'm not saying that I'm gonna slap somebody in the face, tell them to go build a parking garage. It's not gonna happen. But if we can just get it little by little, expand the parking garages we have, put another level each semester in different locations, see if we can buy some land where businesses have shut down and their land's not being used, buy it cheap, build a parking lot there or another garage over time. It's step by step, but it's just like a snowball effect. You have to get the snowball built. You have to start somewhere and get it rolling to build up. And if you never have the start, you never have the snowman at the end. Events. My slogan is forever to thee, Carolina. Why? Because the only time that I see everyone having the same beat, the same heartbeat, the same mission, the same goal, the same opinion is at football games when we all raise our hand and kind of salute the university. That needs to be incorporated more. If the only time we get together is on Saturdays to watch the Gamecocks play football, there's a problem. We need to have more events around campus so that we are moving in the direction of being unified. If we just get together every Saturday and expect that after football season, that's all right, well, good seeing you all those weekends, but no need to see you anymore. That needs to change. Have events all year long, even in the summer. I mean, a lot of people, incoming students, have tours during the summer. So if we can have events, a lot of people stay in Columbia over the summer, those students. Events all year long, get people active, and it can help raise money as well for the university and different programs by incorporating donations into those events. Yeah, I think that, you're required to live on campus anyway for your first year, so maybe a vehicle isn't a necessary thing or necessary, vital and part of your life to get around. But speaking as a student from Columbia, and I went to AC Flora High School, so many of my friends from AC Flora go here, and they lived at home their first year. They didn't stay in dorms. So they needed that driving. And so I would say if you're staying on campus, then you don't really need the vehicle. But if you're off campus, you definitely do. And so that to accommodate the local students, you'd have to still have those parking passes and spots for them. But out of state, I think it'd be more than a hassle than good to bring your vehicle all the way from out of state and then have to deal with trouble parking your first year. And your first year is so strenuous anyway, you don't want to put too much more on you. Well, I think it'd be the freshmen. I think upperclassmen, it's kind of vital that they get around. Once you get into your upperclassmen, you have meetings and you're more inclined to be a part of different programs. Your first year, freshmen are just trying to get their feet wet and get used to college. They're not being active as much as upperclassmen in programs. But the big thing is upperclassmen don't live on campus, hardly at all, unless you're a part of the university, an athlete or an RA. You don't stay on campus really. I know that was about 90% of the students live in student housing or houses off campus. I don't know how much we can fix that by building other dorm buildings like Bates West. They're huge already, and those are only for usually freshmen that are living there. That is a lot of money to be pumped in to build more dorms that are skyscraper material. It is taking a lot of money away from the university by having students outside having to come in. I mean, we're kind of paying students to live away from the university in a way, and it's not convenient to be off campus as an upperclassman, especially if you're out of state. Those people probably come to this college looking to stay on campus, but then they kind of get the boot after their first year and they have to figure it out. I personally live in a house. I never had to live on campus because I was from Columbia. I stayed at Stadium Suites, student apartments, and you can see, it's paying rent. A lot of my friends that stay there with me had to take out loans, so you're just adding to your loans more and more. Then you have to figure out the shuttle from there to campus if you don't have a vehicle. If you have a vehicle, you have to worry about paying that $360 for a garage spot. So yeah, I would say if we can help and put more dorms in, that'd be great, but it doesn't seem very possible. If it helps to incorporate freshmen and upperclassmen, anyone on campus shouldn't have a vehicle because they can get around. I'm not in favor of that, but if decisions have to be made, maybe that could be something that would have to be taken into the view. Like I said, my biggest goal is to unify. I want to break the barrier between student body and student government. I don't feel there's a healthy representation in the university of the students through the student government. I'm new to student government, very new, very inexperienced. I did some work outside for the Republican Party, but that's not the same thing. It's a totally different arena. You have the same politics, same back and forth kind of thing, same interviews, but it's at a smaller level, more concentrated. And since I'm a part of it, I take it to heart. As a student, I can understand where other students are coming from. Never been a member of the student government. I can see outside looking in that there are problems that people that are conformed to student government, they don't see it. The grass is always greener on the other side. I'm looking from the greener side, and I'm like, all right, there needs to be something done. And I hope to be that change. I hope to be the one that changes student government to better represent the student body and to be better in general, to actually make change and create a better Carolina.